Good evening, South Brunswick. Welcome to the South Brunswick Board of Education meeting of June 21st, 2021. I call the meeting to order. Please rise for the salute of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Public Meeting Act was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the board secretary has coordinated notice of this meeting, including date, time, and location to be posted in the South Brunswick Public Library in the board office, filed with the township clerk, and communicated to the Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger. Mr. Pulaski, roll call, please.
Can we just get a sound check, guys? I'm getting reports that the sound is low. Can we get a sound check? Make sure mics are on.
I can hear.
That's better. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Raja Krishna.
Yeah.
Mr. Ray Keener. Here. Mrs. Joyce Mehta. Mr. Mike Mitchell.
Present.
Dr. Stephen Parker.
Here.
Dr. Smitha Raj.
Here.
Mrs. Lisa Rogers.
Here.
Mr. Joseph Scaletti.
Here.
Mr. Barry Nathanson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for approval of tonight's agenda? Moved by Dr. Parker. I have a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Keener. All in favor? Any opposed? Approval of the minutes of board minute meeting May 27th, 2021. Can I have a motion? Moved by Mr. Mitchell. I have a second. Second by Mr. Krishner. All in favor? Any opposed? Our final report from the student representative, or she's going to introduce the next person coming up. What are you doing?
I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to break in on Zoya's last event tonight. So tonight is Zoya's last meeting with us, and she will be introducing somebody, our new representative. Before that, Ms. Nathanson, you have a gift for Zoya, but let me just tell you a little bit about Zoya's history here. So outside of being the Board of Education rep, Zoya is also Vice President of the Viking Volunteers, Vice President of the Law Club, and a member of the mock trial team. During this year, she helped establish an inter-school pen pal program and arrange Paint Night, a fundraising event donating over $2,300 to the New Jersey Pandemic Relief Fund. Good job, Zoya. She looks forward to interning with Governor Murphy this summer, and she will be attending Rutgers University this fall. She plans to double major in economics and public policy and pursue a career in government. So, Zoya, it's been an absolute pleasure. And why don't you head up there to see Mr. Nathanson? And every year we do honor our representative with a special gift. This is an engraved pen for you, Zoe. So thanks for all of your hard work and come out here.
On behalf of the board and everybody in South Brunswick, we thank you for a great year.
Thank you so much for this.
And we wish you the best. Okay. You got the mic, sorry.
Thank you so much for this. This is so nice. So for today's last time I'm going to be here, I was asked, I said last time too, but I was asked to share a few words. So I moved here in 8th grade from Saudi Arabia, so it was a pretty big jump. I remember just going to school and being shocked that Girl Scouts were an actual thing and not just like a little like joke in American movies. But it was hard at first, but now 5 years later, and here I am. I am just so grateful that my parents decided to move into this town because I was here, I was able to be taught by such amazing teachers who have taught me so much, more so about life. Actually, they did teach me academics, but I learned so much from them in and outside of the classroom, and I'm sure I'm going to keep in contact with them even after the school year is over. I was able to learn from my peers, and they're so intelligent. There are such crazy talented people in this district, and I was able to have a board who sat through 6 hours of people sharing their thoughts because you guys truly care about every single person and doing the best for the district. So it has been an amazing 5 years, and yeah, this was me being Board of Education representative. Tori, you're going to do amazing. I'm completely confident about that. And one last time, I would like to thank you guys all once more for truly this year was so crazy, but you guys made sure we had the best safe year we possibly could. And I speak on behalf of all of South Brunswick High School when I say we truly, truly thank you for that. So thank you. Bye.
Zoya, do you want to introduce?
So our next Board of Education representative is Victoria Gutt.
Hi, good evening. My name is Victoria, and I'm your new Board of Education representative. So, jumping into it, for the activities, tomorrow, June 22nd of 2021, the graduation will be held at the Cure Arena at 10 in the morning. We are all looking forward to seeing each and every one of you there to celebrate your graduating class of 2021 as our seniors move on to the next chapter of life. For these athletics, the boys track team won the Central Jersey Group 4 Division State Sectional Title 122 to 116 over East Brunswick, June 3 to 4. The Bucks scored in 13 of the 18 events. We were led by the double event winners, Demarion Potts, the high jump and triple jump, Joseph Carlson, shot and put discus, and long jump champion, Majid Howard Baker. We've moved 19 guys to the State 5 championships. At the fourth state championships of June 11 to 12, we medaled 4 athletes while finishing ninth as a team. Demarion Potts was the second in the high jump and third in the long jump. Joseph Carlson was the fourth in discus. Adam Gorka was the fifth in the 400, and Majid Howard Baker was sixth in the long jump. We also qualified for the 6 other athletes: Davis Winterberg, 400-meter dash, Jada Martinez discus, Ryan Nardi triple jump, Nicholas Usbeski Davelin, and 4x400 relay by Charles Katona, Matthew Nurse, and Adam Gorka and Davis Wittenberg. As the wildcards to the Meet of Champions on Saturday, June 19th in the Sound Playing Field. High school fall sports forms are being accepted now and due no later than June 30th, of 2021. A black drop box will be outside of the high school gym entrance for the collections of the high school sports forms only. The drop box will be outside for the collections from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday will be exceptions of weekends and school holidays. Crossroads fall sports are also accepted now and due no later than August 6, 2021. Forms can be submitted at the health office at your school, and your child attends until June 30th, 2021. Starting July 1st, sports forms for Crossroads students only can be placed at the drop box in the front of the Crossroads. I'm so happy to be here and looking forward to working out with you in the school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria. I appreciate it. We will make sure that you're not nervous going forward. As you can see, there's not that many people here, so. Just before I pass it over to Scott, tomorrow is graduation. I want to congratulate the 5th graders that moved up and the 8th graders moved up, but tomorrow is the big day. And I want to congratulate the class of 2021 because the last 2 years have certainly been challenging. I especially want to congratulate the Roger family because of their son, John Rogers, graduates tomorrow, so I want to congratulate Lisa and her husband and everybody there. I also, a former board member, Devin Patel, has his triplets graduating tomorrow, and I want to congratulate all three of them, Vinta, Vivek, and Varesh. I want to congratulate the three of them, and it'll be good to see Devin again. It's important to understand that this board is a volunteer board, and one of the true shining moments for a board member is when they're able to give the diploma to their child. So, Lisa, I want you to really grasp it tomorrow and stay tough. Moving along, I want to pass it over to Mr. Scott Fetter, our superintendent.
All right, well, again, Zoya, have a great rest of everything. It's going to be amazing for you. All right, Victoria, just a little bit about Victoria. You didn't get a chance to share anything about yourself, Victoria, so I'm going to share a little bit about you. Victoria is a current junior at the high school. She's involved in volleyball and lacrosse. She is planning to go into business and marketing in the future and would also like to become a certified personal trainer. And I hear you're very excited to be the new rep, and we're excited to have you, so thank you. And you got the first one out of the way. So you can just, it all gets easier now. That first one's out. Well, welcome aboard. So tonight, we're going to be honoring our retirees, so we're going to be doing that shortly. I'd like to congratulate all of them and wish them well as they move into the next chapter of their lives. And what they really do need to understand is the mark they've left on these students. You just heard from Zoya talk about not only did they teach the academics, but about life. And I think that is something that we are very proud of our staff for seeing this more than just imparting academic knowledge, but imparting information and thoughts and wisdom that help make our kids better people. So thank you for sharing that, Zoya, and congratulations to our retirees. Tonight, what I want to share is the state and the federal government have put in place some monies that are coming to each school district. This is a plan for safe return to our in-person instruction and continuity of service. That is on today's agenda for you to approve our plan for safe return to in-person instruction and continuity of service based upon the Federal American Rescue Plan. This is an act. So just in talking about this, I just want to quickly go over a few concepts of what this is. And what we're going to do is every 2 months, we're going to spend a little time on this topic to see how it's growing and how we're moving through things, and always allow the public to comment specifically on this topic related to this grant. That is part of the grant's conditions, are to make sure we involve our public. So we're going to use the stage of a board meeting to provide information as well as hear from our public on certain topics related to our back in person. I'd imagine when we do this next, it'll be August, and we'll hopefully will have information specific to all of the health and safety measures that will be required to manage. That is the first one, and the biggest part of the grant relates specifically to maintaining health and safety. The part of this that might sound a little odd is even the idea of saying return to in-person instruction. We returned to in-person instruction about 5 months ago. So it's a little odd to be thinking about that, but as we go into September, we still have to be in consideration of the rules and regulations surrounding health and safety metrics. So part of this is related to, which is one of their main things, was the universal and correct wearing of masks. Again, why this is odd that this already has to be adopted tonight is we actually have no idea what the rules on masks will be. So you're actually adopting a plan that most likely will not be accurate for September. This is not uncommon in the state of New Jersey that we do things like this because it's very hard to keep up to date on all things. What we want you to know about this is whatever the rules are at the time or whatever decisions that are left to the board to make, they'll be made, and any revisions to this document will occur as well. And that's part of why you have public comment, so that we can hear from the public on certain topics. Other, along with that, of course, is physical social distancing, hand washing, and other areas that we've been talking about for over a year now. The cleaning and the maintaining of the facility. Again, what we've done through the help of our group, as well as Jim Conroy, is to put in what we know now. So the things that you're adopting tonight are the rules and regulations that exist today. I want you to keep in mind that that's a common theme of this. But all you'll see in here related to that are areas that you know already, but we still want to go through that. Another area, and you might have seen my letter sent out today about screening and testing. For the remainder of the school year, the summer, we are going with a removal of the screening tool and going to be using basically what we've been able to accomplish in 5 months and the extremely low, virtually no cases in South Brunswick schools in the last few weeks. We believe we can trust our community to keep kids home that are sick, trust our staff to stay home when they're sick, and go that way. And if we need to send continued reminders, we will. If we see a need to change back, we'll change back. But as of right now, the rules in place are the rules that we have. Another area is ensuring a continuity of services. So this is where kind of how are we going to continue doing what we do? We have things like ESY, we have summer programming, we have school next year. As of right now, our belief is it will be 100% in person, 100% full day, and we do believe we will get guidance on social distancing related to lunch and as such. So as again, right now, we are required to keep that continuity going. And of course, that's what we're about. That's what we do. Another part of the grant is the public comment. So just to reiterate, every 60 days, we are required to hear from the public, and we will also be making revisions to the plan that you'll be readopting, I believe, every 60 days or thereabouts. So what you'll see on the agenda going forward is 1 meeting out of every 4. Part of my report will be sharing where we are with the reentry. And that will then be followed by a specific public comment associated with that one topic. Then we will go on, and there will be a second public comment to our regular public comment of the evening as normal. So you will see 2 public comments every 4th meeting, and that is solely related to this requirement of the state related to these funds. And David, how much have we received so far from the American Rescue Plan? About 1.6, 1.8?
Yes, the first wave is about 400, and then it's the 1.6 in addition.
So about 2 million?
Yes.
And we expect a 3rd wave, and we like waves, so the more waves, the better. So pretty much that's where we are right now. The basic of the whole thing is the big shifts are going to be all related to the health and safety. And you heard from Jen and Suzanne on the academic side of things and how we're going to do that continuity. And just know we're going to stay on top of this. Once you adopt tonight, this will be submitted. The due date for submission is June 24th, and we will be on target with that as well. So I wanted to share that, and I'll open it up at this time. If we can open up for public comment related to ARP. Any public comment? One more try. No public comment.
May I ask a question?
Now we can turn over to the board.
So that means roughly the last.
And the mic,
meeting-
that far.
The last meeting in August, we'll have an update and a
Yes.
report? Okay, so it's 2 months starting now, not once school starts, it's starting now, so the first update will be August.
We're going to start now and make sure we do update this in August. Even if they didn't tell us to, we would be anyway.
Okay,
Just because before the year starts, we want to make sure everyone is fully aware of all the components related to both this grant as well as our general operations going into the school year.
agreed, thank you.
Yep.
Scott, did you mention, and I apologize if you did, that it will be on our district website?
Oh, I did not mention that. So this will, go ahead, Jen.
As part of it, we need to keep it notified out to the public. So beginning tomorrow morning after approval tonight, it can be accessed at any given time on our district website. It'll be right on the front page below Scott Fetter's link. So you can always look at it and I believe provide feedback or reach out to us if there's questions or comments at any time.
Thank you, Jen. Any other questions? All right. So back to my report. So you heard Mr. Nathanson, you heard Zoya, and is it Tori or Victoria? Tori, and you heard Tori talk about tomorrow, our big day. We're having our graduation. And you also heard that we had our 8th grade. We had could not have asked for better weather. Amazing, perfect weather for 8th grade. And while there was a lot of hubbub about 5th grade move up, the schools, as we knew they would, blew it away. And they made that 5th grade experience something special. So much so that all I've heard so far is they should strongly consider doing that as the norm. Maybe another win out of all this craziness. But tomorrow is graduation. If you've been following us, you know that the rules of graduation changed about 14 times. And we are finally at the place where these are the rules. We are thrilled to be able to get all 750 of our graduates into the Cure Center at one time, one regular just regular graduation. We get to have a regular graduation. And that is really great news. So congratulations to our graduates, and we look forward to tomorrow. I talked about the summer monthly screenings, so just again, if you are involved in Summer Institute, ESY, any of the summer programs we offer, the camps, it is the responsibility of each parent to make sure their child is healthy when they come into the school. It is the responsibility of each staff member to do the same for themselves. And the screening tool is no longer going to be used starting after tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last day of the screening tool, and then we'll see how it goes from there. We do expect there to not be any issue at this point, and it's another move forward in our way back to hopefully a normal opening when it comes to health and safety. I want to share the summer hours with our community and the board. Indian Fields and Brooks Crossing, along with the middle and high school. The middle schools and the high school will be a 7:30 to 2 o'clock. That's the times that people will be available in the schools. The other elementary schools are 8 o'clock to 2:30. So that's the kind of the makeup. We'll have that published so that people know that. If people need anything in the schools, they would come at those times. The 2 summer board meetings, July 22nd and August 26th. So if those are not on your calendars yet, board members, please put that on. Also, a major thing in the news, if you haven't been following, a bill was signed this week establishing June 19th as June 19th National Independence Day. It is a U.S. federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. What this will do is we will make sure, as we go forward with our calendar, even for next year, that we honor this day as a federal holiday. And you will be getting a revision to the calendar for consideration. I believe the way Juneteenth will work is it will happen on either a Friday or a Monday at the discretion of the institution. We will make sure we are in solid ground in doing that and sharing this with our community as soon as we just make sure we're doing the right thing and have a calendar revised to present back to you. As my last report, I have to say this is probably the most I've ever felt thrilled to have the last day, last board meeting. I'm not really into the summer. I'm good with, I love the summer like everybody else, but I'm totally good with work and doing this. But this year, I am totally good with taking a week off and heading to Rhode Island. I don't know about you guys, but I advise you to do something. Go somewhere. Zoya, go somewhere. Victoria, practice up. You got a lot of work ahead of you still. No, take a vacation. You deserve it too. So anyway, to our community, have a wonderful and safe summer. Enjoy everything. Take some time. And we'll be back, and we'll be bigger and better next year. Hopefully not too much bigger. All right, all you.
Thank you. Okay, so are we doing, you did the presentation of the,
Yes.
so we're not doing that anymore?
Well, we did it.
Okay, so moving along to recognition of our 2021 retirees. Dr. Disler, please.
Thank you, Barry. If you, my colleagues up here, if you want to head down, it is an exciting night, a little bittersweet that we're presenting to you virtually, but I have pure confidence that we will all be back in person doing these recognitions soon. It doesn't lessen any of the excitement that we have for our retirees this evening, and I know that many are tuning in from home. I'm just curious, David, what's our number tonight?
We're at 64 participants,
Okay,
attendees.
awesome. Well, we have 47 retirees, so let's hope all of the retirees are here. So again, welcome to our recognition ceremony and of our retirees. There are 47 retirees tonight. They all already have or will be retiring by August 31st this year. We're honoring retirees from elementary, middle, high school, district employees. This includes bus drivers, teachers, custodians, paraprofessionals, secretaries are all our honorees tonight. Before we start, and you see our agenda up there, we have a great program for us. Before we start, though, I want to say a few thank yous. First and foremost, to Elizabeth Williams, my secretary, who helps put together this program, from the testimonial booklet to emails to our staff to sending out gifts to helping me organize all of these names. She does it all. I also want to thank Sue Jane, and in the next segment, the What is Retirement, she worked with her language arts teachers and students at Crossroads to create a nice video for our retirees. I want to thank the district librarians. They pick books for all of our retirees to have in our school libraries. I also want to thank our testimonial book. I don't know if I'm on camera, but if you see, it was created by one of our art teachers, Kathleen McMillan's class. Her name is Christina Quiba. She's a 12th grader, and she designed this artwork cover for us. This book is filled with testimonials about every single one of our retirees, and all of our retirees are receiving this. They may have already. I saw some tweets that people already received their gifts. So this testimonial book, along with a framed picture for them, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, have all been sent to their houses, and I thank our administration team for donating and helping us to provide gifts to our retirees. Lastly, I thank two of our very talented teachers tonight. We're going to end the night with a video, a song. I'll talk more about it, but a shout out to Justin Negraval and Mike Dennehy at the high school. More to come on that. So we start with what is retirement, and this makes me smile. This is a tradition that we've done where we ask middle schoolers, what does retirement mean? So this is a little honor to our retirees, so sit back and enjoy. from the mouths of our middle schoolers. So thank you for, again, to Sue Jane, the teachers, and our middle schoolers. Well said, and I'm envious of our retirees tonight and all of those sentiments. That is a picture of the gift. It's a burlap saying with their name framed for our retirees. And again, those of you that are home already retired, it's in the mail or might have come to you already. For those of you that are still here in South Brunswick, it was in our office. So please enjoy from us. So tonight, we're going to start this recognition and introduce each one of our retirees. And we've begun this tradition of trying to fill our retirees' buckets with well wishes. And so part of the testimonial, inside the testimonial book, there are well wishes to fill the bucket, completing the sentences that you see started up there, with sentiments for them to always do, never do or never forget, to remember and to enjoy. So tonight, as I honor each one of our retirees, I'll share one of those wishes, but please know within this retiree recognition testimonial book are all your well wishes. So retirees, you get a glimpse of it tonight, but you see it there in your book, along with other beautiful things written about you from your colleagues and your administrators. One other thing that I have to say is the pictures I used tonight, I had a little fun. I actually used your staff IDs, so it was entertaining, and I have to say that I thought it'd be neat to see younger versions of you all, but I really, you all stayed so young and are beautiful, so it's good. So I'm gonna start with Brunswick Acres. We have a good amount of retirees from Brunswick Acres, and so please enjoy as I share a little bit about each one. Ann Barringer is head secretary for Brunswick Acres, and she started in 1992, and Ann has been part of the main office at Brunswick Acres for just about 4 years, but prior to that, she's in the district for 29 years. And when she came to Brunswick Acres, she brought her warm smile and desire to learn and help everyone. The well wish that we share tonight is to always know that you truly took care of every staff member and every student and parent at Brunswick Acres, and you did it with a smile. We also celebrate Marietta D'Souza. So Marietta served her years as paraprofessional at both Crossroads and Brunswick Acres, and during her time at Brunswick Acres, she worked with our special education students and in the Resource Center. She started in 1995, and her bucket wish that we share with you is, Marietta, remember how much your calm and support helped our students. Michelle Downey is a teacher at Brunswick Acres, and she started and ended her career at Brunswick Acres, and they are so grateful that she did. And in the in-between, she was at Indian Fields, and she also served the district as a gifted and talented teacher. She began in 1991, and I think this bucket wish suits her. Always be the hilarious, honest, down-to-earth person that you are. We also celebrate Nancy Marino. Nancy is a paraprofessional in our district, and she served her years as paraprofessional for our special needs students at Brunswick Acres and Dayton School. She started in 2000, and our well wish for Nancy is to never underestimate all the lives that you've touched. One more from Brunswick Acres, and that's Jerry Preller. She's been a para at Brunswick Acres her whole career. She's considered a go-to person to help with some of the most challenging students and challenging situations. Jerry came to us in 1988, and our well wish for her is to enjoy your family and all the TV that you can consume. Moving on to Brooks Crossing and Dean School. This is Marcy Lerner. And Marcy worked for many years in community education, in the before and after school program, as well as a paraprofessional for lunch and recess at Brooks Crossing. And she's considered to be patient, kind, and dependable staff member. She's going to be greatly missed. She's been with us since 1996, and our well wish for Marcy is to never forget the smiling faces of your students. Now we move on to Cambridge Elementary, and we'll start with Maureen Conoco. And Maureen started in 1996, and she began as an early childhood teacher. And throughout the years, Maureen's demonstrated her commitment to the profession, her students, their families, and her colleagues. In her testimonial, so many spoke highly of her. She started her career in 1996, and our well wish that we chose to share on the slideshow is never forget the funny drawings you have seen over the years. I can only imagine. She had the littlest guys, so that had to be fun. Jeanette Garcia, we're celebrating tonight. She's a paraprofessional and started with us in 2005. And in her testimonial, it was said that she's a team player who took her responsibility to keep children safe seriously. That was one of our principals that shared that information. Our well wish for Jeanette tonight is never forget how much students needed your support. Moving on to Lisa Garwood. She's a music teacher at Cambridge. And as a general music teacher and choral director, she instructed, cultivated, inspired many children to appreciate and love music. And Lisa's well wish, she started here in 1994, and our well wish for Lisa is to never forget the looks of accomplishment on your students' faces at the end of each performance. Also from Cambridge Elementary School, para Mary Ann Rowe. She started in 1995, and she served as a leader amongst her colleagues, mother figure to students and staff, friend and confidant, mediator, baker, and the list goes on. Our well wish for Mary Ann is to never forget the students who looked for you each day. So we have two from Constable to share with you tonight. Our first retiree is Kathleen DiBenedetto. Kathleen is a paraprofessional. She joined our staff in 2000, and she was in the both general and special education setting. She proudly served Constable School community for 22 years before her retirement, so she's long lived for Constable. Our well wish for Kathy is to never stop using your powerful, passionate voice for positive change. Next up is Carol Poppy. She's a paraprofessional with us at Constable. She started in 2000, and it was said here during her 20-plus years in South Brunswick, Ms. Poppy had the opportunity to work with many students and staff, whether on the bus, in the classroom, or at lunch and recess. She was consistent, constant, and kind. So nice words about Carol, and our well wish for Carol is to never forget the good times and friendships you made while in our district. I should do a tally of all the years. This is a lot of years combined. Oh, thanks, Lisa. So moving on, we are at Elementary, Greenbrook Elementary, and Terry Chesnovitz, or as people call her, Mrs. Ches. She was known and has worked at the following buildings: Brunswick Acres, Monmouth Junction, Upper Elementary when we had it, Crossroads North, the high school, and ended her career at Greenbrook. She is one of our music teachers, and she has conducted all of the bands from beginner to jazz band and advanced bands. So for Terry, our well wish for her is to always have unique opinion and wisdom to share. And when was her start date? 1986. Anna Marie Rouleau is a paraprofessional. She started with us back in 2001. She has worked in our self-contained classrooms as a special education para to support our academic needs in these classrooms. Our well wish for Anna Marie is to enjoy baking. I didn't get to get any of that, Anna Marie. I'm a little disappointed. And please send some to us, BHL, right here. Linda Mills is a phys ed teacher at Greenbrook. She is retiring after 30 years of working as a physical education teacher in South Brunswick. She's worked at Greenbrook for the majority of her career, but has also worked at the upper elementary early on. Our well wish for Linda is to always remember the fun field days that you planned. Cherie Burke, also in physical education. is retiring after 16 years. And during her time in South Brunswick, she worked at the following buildings: Greenbrook, Cambridge, Monmouth Junction, Dayton, and Constable. Our well wish for Cherie is remember the impact you made during your time in South Brunswick. Moving on to Indian Fields and Dayton School. Patty Del Gercio is a teacher, and she started in 1999. In her last school year this year, Patty was honored as one of our keynote speakers, and she maintained her humor. And in that speech, she noted that while technology is not her friend, it has been an occasional acquaintance of hers. She challenges her kids, she's thoughtful, and she keeps her personality and humor in it all. Our well wish, this made me laugh, it was never stop loving the Cubs, Raiders, George Clooney, and the United States of America. She got a whole new decade or era of kids to know who George Clooney is. Judy Federowitz is a teacher at Indian Fields School who we're celebrating tonight as well. She was hired in 2001, and she came to Indian Fields School in March of 2001. She's taught various grades from 3rd through 5th, but she spent the majority of her career as an instructional support teacher. The well wish for Judy is to remember to keep smiling and stay positive like you always do. Next up, another teacher, Karen Kinsey. She came to our district in 1997. Teacher. She substitute taught first before she finally joined the staff at Indian Fields full-time in November of 1997 as a kindergarten teacher. And I like this. After 14 years, she was promoted to 1st grade, and that's where she's been ever since. Our well wish for Karen is to enjoy every moment with your family and friends, knowing you gave it your all as a teacher. Rosemary McCormick. She taught for 34 years, teacher, and was a coach and teacher at every level. She started at the high school in 1986 before moving to Crossroads Middle School for the next 12 years. She then worked at Cambridge for 6, Monmouth Junction for 4, Brunswick Acres for 6, and then Indian Fields and Dayton up until her retirement. So she's made it around the district working with our kids. And our well wish for Rosemary is to never forget how you taught and took care of our littlest learners. She had the high schoolers all the way down to the littlest guys at Dayton. At Monmouth Junction, we have 3 retirees tonight to celebrate. Deb Bonacore is a teacher. She's been with us since 1998. And in her testimonial, there's lots of well wishes and things said about Deb. And it was stated, so when I think of Deb Bonacore, I think of Monmouth Junction School. In my mind, it's hard to separate the two. We will remember her fondly and miss her sense of humor, and her sheer dedication to the school. So the well wish for Deb, I want to know the inside joke here, so someone's going to have to tell me, is remember to wear turquoise. So now the world knows this, Deb. Congratulations. Sharon Korinsky is a teacher at Monmouth Junction School. She started in 1998. The write-up for Sharon goes like this. She was so fond of her students and colleagues, she could always be counted on for support that makes for a wonderful environment for her students and staff, and the kind words go on and on. Sharon's well wish is to remember to check Oriental Trading for good trinkets. Good advice for all of us. Deb Armento, teacher at Monmouth Junction. She came in 1994. And for Deb, it was written a little bit about her being the RC, or Responsive Classroom Guru. She's the go-to faculty member for all things related to responsive classroom. Her knowledge in this realm has been much a benefit to our school and related to the community building initiatives. This is a big part of our whole district, along with Monmouth Junction. The well wish for Deb is always keep RC in your heart and mind. We move up to the middle school. We have some teachers and staff members to celebrate. Lisa Bearden is a teacher at Crossroads North. She came in 1990, and she spent 30 years as a health and physical education teacher across multiple buildings in South Brunswick. Our well wish for Lisa is to never let your competitive fire run out of fuel. Pam DeSico is our head custodian at Crossroads North, joined our staff in 1993. She spent 35 years serving the South Brunswick School District. She started in the kitchen and worked there for 8 years, and moving to the custodial team in 93, and she became head custodian in 1999. Our well wish for Pam is to enjoy the next part of your life. You deserve it. Maria Dowgan. She is a secretary with us at Crossroads North. She came in 1995. And January of 1995, actually as a paraprofessional at Indian Field School. She worked in the nurse's office for 3 years before moving to upper elementary, where she became the secretary. And she's been there ever since, even as it transitioned to Crossroads North. Our well wish for Maria is to always remain the thoughtful, warm person you are. Few more folks from Crossroads North. Patricia Jeffries. She's a paraprofessional with us. She started in 1993. She was an integral and valued member of our paraprofessional staff. For many staff members at Crossroads North, she even is more than that. She's family. So kind words there, and our well wish is always spread your kindness. Lucy Ann Lucido Luprek. She is a dean, most currently teacher before that at Crossroads North. She started in 1989. Her journey started in 1989 as a 5th grade teacher for Cambridge Elementary. She moved to Monmouth Junction. In 98, she brought her technology and teaching skills to upper elementary. And then in 2013 was when she transitioned to a dean. Our well wish for Lucy Ann is to remember the cows roaming the halls and the classrooms of North. Cows were our computers on wheels back in the day. Michael Misyak is a custodian for us. He's our foreman, and he started with us in 2008. He joined the custodial crew at Crossroads North in 2008, and over the next 13 years, he was promoted to night foreman for the custodial crew with many high marks and regarding his upkeep and cleanliness. So we thank Michael, and we give him this well wish to remember the countless events in which your support provided a roadmap to success. We move on to Crossroads South. We have some members of the staff to celebrate. First up is Dave Burtonshaw. He's a custodian for us. He came in 1989. And I'm smiling under this mask because his well wish is so true. If you know Dave, you know his jokes. And I don't know if he laughs more or we laugh more, but we want him to never stop laughing at the jokes. He came to us in 1989 as a custodian for Crossroads Middle School, and he was part of the team that provided the transition to the new building. So we thank David for that. Robert Montalvo is a custodian for the building, and he served as a nighttime custodian for South since January of 2000. Mr. Bob was one of the most dedicated and committed staff members, taking such care and pride in his assigned areas. Our well wish for Mr. Bob is never forget about putting felt on the bottom of hundreds of chair legs ever again. Gary Yepes is a teacher from Crossroads South who retired this year. He served in many roles within our district. He began his career at Monmouth Junction School, and he transitioned to upper elementary and later to Crossroads South Middle School. He's known for his teaching of math, but I think he's more known for that he taught much more than that. He is famous for his character ed and his development in kids and his care for kids. Our well wish for Gary is to always know that your compassion for teaching is your greatest gift. We also celebrate Sue Zavaglia, and Sue started with us in 1997. She's a math teacher, and she began her journey with South Brunswick School District in 1997. And her principal at the time noted her deep understanding of the middle school philosophy, the needs of the early adolescent learner, and the seasons why an activity-based learning environment utilizes social needs, all this good stuff about, she knows what middle school kids need, and it's been noted by her and noted by others around her, and we celebrate her for that. We need it. But I also must acknowledge that Sue has a major love for frogs, and upon her retirement, there's over 300 frogs on a shelf in her classroom. Little known fact. And we ask Sue to remember to spread the word, everyone is a math person. Moving on to the high school, we celebrate Mary Alon. She is a secretary at the high school who joined us in 2002. Over the years, Mary served many important roles at our school, from secretary to receptionist to library assistant. Our well wish for Mary is to never doubt the impact that your hard work over the years had on the success of our school. Pilar Aquino, she's a teacher. She came to us in 1998. She joined the high school as a Spanish teacher in 1996. Did I say 98? Saying here 96. We might have a 2-year off here. After a long career in the private sector, she taught various levels of Spanish for us. Our well wish for Pilar is to always share your infectious laugh. It brightens everybody's day. Diane Bellacci is a secretary tech coordinator for us in the district at the high school. And her journey started in 1995 as a secretary working in athletics and in the foundation school and in the main office. She became the technology coordinator, and for 19 years, Diane oversaw everything scheduling and technology at the high school. Our well wish for Diane is to enjoy putting your feet in the sand and your face to the sun. Lynn Selmer is a secretary who we're celebrating tonight. She started in 1998, and over the course of 22 years, Lynn wore many hats. And while in student services at SBHS, she was an integral part of the team. She's going to be missed. And the well wish for Lynn is to never forget that time you spent at SBHS, that it mattered, and we are better as a school because of your service. Carol Clark is a teacher at the high school who came to us in 2002. After cutting her teaching career short to work for AT&T, Carol found herself drawn back into the classroom and began teaching at SBHS in 2002. And throughout her time, Carol taught with enthusiasm and kindness. And again, an inside joke, but she's to never forget Carol squared. Math teacher, I add to that. Jana Kurtzer is a teacher who joined our staff in 2001. She's a health and physical education teacher, was in the health and physical education department. And during her time in South Brunswick, she put her experience in that area to great use by becoming part of High Tops for our students and our staff. Our well wish for Gina is never forget the positive impact that you had on so many students over the years. Melinda McGrory is a secretary in our district, and she's been with us since 1997. And some kind words that were said about Melinda. Melinda's warm personality immediately puts students and staff at ease. Her sense of humor makes Melinda fun to be around. If you need something to be done right the first time or the 100th time, Melinda would be the person anyone could trust to realize this goal. Our well wish for Melinda is to remember to laugh every day and spend time with family and friends. Victoria Stano Gartland, she is a paraprofessional who joined us in 2000, and she's enjoyed a successful and rewarding career for over 20 years as a dedicated paraprofessional. She's played an essential role in family and consumer science. Our well wish for Victoria is fitting. Never forget the positive impact you've had on your big kids and little kids, and the contribution you made to developing a successful program. Tamara Saturian is a paraprofessional who joined our staff in 1993, and over the past 28 years, Tamara has been a resource to countless students and teachers. As a paraprofessional serving students in a variety of settings, her impact has been widespread. Our well wish for Tamara: enjoy every single moment with your family and all of your future endeavors. Finally, last but definitely not least, our transportation department. We have a few retirees tonight. I've seen these guys driving the buses too. I feel like their faces have been around a long time. And Renee Austin is a driver. She's been with us since 1996. She's worked in the district as a bus driver, and she, for also a period of time, was the union president. Our well wish for Renee is to enjoy every ice-cold winter day that you don't have to pre-trip a bus. Ray, you understand that. Carmel Birch, she is also a driver, and she's worked in the district as a bus driver since November 1995 and gave 26 safe years driving to the students of the district. Our well wish for Carmel: enjoy every morning that you don't have to wake up bright and early. We also celebrate John Britton. Affectionately known as Jack to all of us, Jack has worked in the district as a bus driver since September 2006. If you're having a bad day and need someone to make it brighter, Jack is the man you want around. Our well wish for Jack is to always stay who you are. You are wonderful and kind. They broke the mold with you. And our last two celebrants tonight are Teresa Lohr. She's a paraprofessional, and she's helped out in transportation department. She's been with us since 1994. She's been a special needs transportation paraprofessional since 2017, but was at Greenbrook prior to that. She's wonderful and kind and caring for all students that she works with. Our well wish for Teresa is to remember to trust the magic in new beginnings. And finally tonight, we celebrate Linda Teeple. She's a bus driver for us since 2011. She's worked in the district as a bus driver since then. She's safe and kind and well-liked by all. Our well wish for Linda is to never forget the difference you made in the children you transported. So before we move on, can we give a round of applause for these guys? So one of the kind things that we do to keep their name and memory with us always, each of our retirees, your name is being placed into a book. All these books up here, matter of fact. There's a book going to each school. BHL represents, a couple extra go to the high school, one to represent anybody from BHL, any of our transportation, and so each school will have our retirees' names in them. Again, a thank you to our librarians for picking these books, and so know that your legacy lives on. This is a tradition that we do each year, so we celebrate you through books. So our last part of our program tonight, I have to tell you that I reached out to Justin and I said, hey, any interest in, word is out that you guys have done some songs, you and Mike, any interest? And he right away said, yeah, let me talk to him. And they came back and they said, well, what'd you do last year? And I sent him the video. And if you remember last year, it's amazing. It's our Tuneful Tuesday group. And he wrote back, he goes, oh, I don't know if I really wanted to see that. So they thought more and they said, I don't think we can do any kind of anything like that. I think the best way to go is to write our own original song. And to know these guys, I think you get it. The passion and care that comes out for their colleagues is just beautiful. So from the lyrics to the music arrangement to the performance to the videotaping to the editing, all done by both these guys. So I'm going to turn the program over to them, and please enjoy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Dennehy, and along with my colleague and friend Justin Negerval, we are here tonight to present to our retirees a song called Farewell. It's an original composition, and the themes that we wanted to present are gratitude and appreciation. So for those of you that are retiring, we offer this song with our deepest respect. Congratulations.
There's a comfort in routine, a second
second family is made, a home beyond your own, a foundation that you lay. More than a place to be, more than a seat you fill, worth your dedication, it's something that you build. But there's more beyond this door. Farewell, my friends, thank you for the ride, the ups and downs, the time we shared, we did it side by side. Farewell, my friends, although this chapter's through, here's to more adventurous days, time to start anew. Now the daily rush is slowing, your time is more your own, the clock just doesn't matter much, there's room and space to grow. There's a final verse unwritten, and it's deep within your heart. You shared your time within these walls and helped us play our part. The road is long, the show goes on. Farewell, my friends, thank you for the ride, the ups and downs, the time we shared, we did it side by side. Farewell, my friends, although this chapter's through, here's to more adventurous days, time to start anew. Memories and laughs with you make it feel like home. Moving on should never be the end. Here's to more adventurous days ahead.
Thank you to Justin and Mike, amazing. But truly amazing are the years, all those years. Did you add them up, Lisa? Over 1,112 years that this staff has put in. To our retirees, we celebrate you, we thank you for your service, and hope that this humble little presentation tonight lets you know just how much we care. And I will now turn it over to the board for any questions or comments, but thank you for this time.
Wow, that was amazing, Jen, thank you. I want to congratulate all the retirees. You are what makes South Brunswick special, and I wish you the best. And that song now, Jen, is ours, so we can use it every year. So just tell the guys it's our song now. We take complete ownership to the song. Anybody on the right that want to make any comments? Let's go up top. Dr. Raj.
I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate our class of 2021. Congratulations to all our graduates. Congratulations to your families. And hopefully we'll get to see you tomorrow as well. And to the retirees, thank you for your service. Appreciate everything you did for our kids. And now it is time that you go and enjoy your the next chapter of your lives. Congratulations and thank you for your service again. And to the community, enjoy the summer, stay safe, be well. And today is also International Day of Yoga. So happy International Day of Yoga.
It's just the comments on the, it's just comments on the retirees tonight, but thank you. Anybody else to write who wants, Mrs. Rogers, go ahead.
Yes. First, Jen, please reach out to everyone that was involved in this. This was really a beautiful ceremony. The only thing that we were missing was the people in person, so we could hug them. That's a bad song for me because now, I mean, I couldn't stop crying because all I kept thinking about is tomorrow, watching these graduates and having the same feeling of saying goodbye. So Justin and Mr. Dennehy did a beautiful job. And I just want to send out a special note to just a few, 5 of them, who I've come to know, who have been amazing. Everyone here is amazing, and we're going to miss you. And I just want to send out a special note to Deb Armento, Lisa Bearden, Mrs. Bonacore, Deb Bonacore, Kathleen DiBenedetto, and Lucian Licito. I just happen to know them well because of my time here going through the schools, and they were special people to my kids. So I wish you all, every single one of the retirees, a wonderful retirement and enjoy sleeping in. Thank you.
Anyone else to the right? Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, I'd like to also congratulate our 30-plus retirees who put in so much time for our students over the years. You will not be forgotten. I'd also like to pay homage to a friend of mine, Marietta D'Souza. I used to mentor her son, Chris, in bowling. Just wanted to wish her the best in her next chapter, and thank you.
Anybody on the left? Mrs. Meadow, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with everything Lisa said. It was an amazing tribute. We just wanted to say congratulations and deep, deep gratitude to everybody who has worked in the district for so many years. And we wish you all the best for the next journey of your life. And a special, special gratitude and thanks to Patricia Del Gersho from Indian Fields and Pamela DiCicco from Crossroads. Just want to say the best of luck and thank you so much for everything you've done for our district and our students. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, we're gonna, now moving along. Jen, you're done, right? Yes. Okay. So, moving along to public comments. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comments on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. Complete copies of these rules that govern this portion of the meeting are available to the public at the back of the room, or you can obtain an advanced copy by contacting the board office during regular business hours. We reserve the right to limit each speaker to no more than 3 minutes. It is our plan to listen to each member of the public. We will note all questions and comments. Once all questions and comments from all members of the public are made, the Board of Education will respond, if necessary, to questions or comments in the most timely and efficient manner available. Please consider not repeating comments and questions made by other members of the public. I ask you state your name, spell your last, place of residence, or your group affiliation. Opening it to the public. There's no one here. and no one's raising their hands, so we're going to close the public portion. Moving along to to board committee reports. Anybody have any board committee reports? Of course, Mrs. Rogers.
Sorry, well, we had a committee meeting. We had a curriculum committee meeting. It was held on June 16th. And what we covered, as Mr. Feder had mentioned, the American Rescue Plan. And Suzanne Luckborn attended our meeting, and she reported to our committee in advance of Scott's sharing to the public tonight, and that the ARP Act, again, provides an additional $122 billion to elementary and secondary school emergency relief. The link to Suzanne's piece that she shared with us is available on the committee website, if anybody here would like to see it on the board. And then, as Jen had said, it will also be available to the public. And that's just what I want to report. Thank you.
Anyone else? Dr. Parker.
Yes, just a note from the negotiations committee, we have 4 items on the consent agenda, which are additional MOAs for bus drivers, paraprofessionals, supervisors, and administrators. So that gets us close to the end. We still have some we're working on.
Thank you. Anyone left? Excuse me. Mrs. Mehta.
I just want to report from the Policy Committee. We met on the 15th of June, myself, Mr. Mitchell, Mr. Raja Krishna, Mr. Nathanson, Mr. Feder, Mrs. White, Dr. Disler, and David Pulowski. The Policy Committee reviewed Alert 223, which consisted of 14 policy updates. The majority of these updates are language updates due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The policies were shared out to the appropriate staff, and our committee plans to have them up on our next agenda for first read, at which time we will provide a summary and opportunity for review and input from the rest of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving along, can I get a motion to, what? Mr. Scaletti, you want to?
I had nothing to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So go ahead, Ray.
Mr. President, I just wanted to, from the Shared Services Committee, confirm something, Mr. Pawlowski. I know we have on item 1.51 tonight, we've got a vote coming up, and I just wanted to make sure that for the shared services, we are going to still work and try to get the township on board with us and joining us in that effort. Is that something we're going to look at further?
Shared service with the health center?
Yeah, and work with the township. We had talked about that.
We discussed that, but the insurance companies aren't the same. They would have to adopt our insurance plans.
So, okay, so at the present time, it's not, but maybe in the future.
Correct.
Okay. And the only other thing was from the finance. Will we get a monthly report on how that is working if it passes through tonight?
Yes, we'll have quarterly updates.
Quarterly?
Correct.
Now go to the full board? Yes,
Well, we'll do it through the finance committee, facilities committee, and then, as part of the board as well, then a report out to the entire board.
Great, thank you.
You got it.
Okay, moving along. Can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda for this evening?
Make a motion.
Moved by Mr. Keener. I have a second. Second by Dr. Parker. Roll call, please.
Mr. Raja Krishna? Yes. Mr. Ray Keener?
Yes.
Mrs. Joyce Mehta?
Yes, but abstaining from 1.51.
Mr. Mike Mitchell?
Yes, but abstaining from 1.51, I'm sorry.
Dr. Stephen Parker?
Yes.
Dr. Smith Raj?
Yes.
Mrs. Lisa Rogers?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph Scaletti?
Yes.
Mr. Barry Nathanson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Board comments and communication. Anybody on the right? Anybody on the left? Mrs. Maddow, go ahead.
So just one or two quick points. I just wanted to congratulate all of the seniors who are going to be graduating tomorrow and wish you all the best and wish you all the best for your future and to the families as well. I've already said about the retirees. Our heart goes out to all the retirees that gave us so much of their time and energy, and they will be really, really missed. Just a quick note on this about 1.51. I just wanted to let everybody know that basically Mr. Mitchell and myself had
Mrs. Mayor, at this point, that's not appropriate to talk about 1.51. You chose to abstain, that's fine. You don't have to explain yourself. So, thank you. Moving along, can I get a motion to, yes.
Well, please, because I have an important message to give to the board. Would it be possible for me to then send out an email to the rest of the board? Because I wanted to let them know exactly what had transpired, and I just wanted to make a little note to make sure that, moving forward, right, that we adopt different policies where things like, where huge contracts like this is concerned. Would it be possible? Would you give me permission to reach out to the board by email tomorrow?
Well, again, Mrs. Matter, the board understands you're allowed to vote no or abstain on anything. So we don't necessarily need to know why you did it. So, thank you. So,
you don't need to know, but I'd like to share with you what happened. And so one way or the other, I request your permission, Mr. President, to share that information because I feel it's important.
The board understands what happened. Thank you. Moving along. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I have a quick comment, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I would just like to first say congratulations to the class of 2021. Tomorrow is a big day for you guys, everybody. You guys have been through a lot these last 2 years. It's funny, we were looking at the retirees, and a couple of them I had here in South Brunswick. And, it's going to be sad to see them go, but I know they were great teachers back then and continue to be. But you guys, for class of 2021, you guys have been through a lot, but just keep your heads up. And, 30 years ago, I graduated from South Brunswick, class of 91. And trust me when I tell you, this town will always be here for you. This board will always be here for you, your teachers and your staff and everything else. So, you guys are South Brunswick forever. So just don't ever forget that. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr.
Yes, President, I just wanted to make a comment. I wanted to thank Crossroads North and South for a great job they did on their recognition evening. And I wanted to let Dr. Disler know that it's 17 years before the cicadas return, so we're in good shape. We won't be buzzed like cicadas for a while. But it added a little bit of it added a little interest, right, Doctor? You were sitting there and all of a sudden you seen these children popping up all over the place because the cicadas were buzzing them. So we have another 17 years before that hits. And also, if anybody gets the opportunity, Crossroads North and South produced a virtual musical, Bye Bye Birdie. If anybody gets the opportunity to download it or see it, it's streaming. They did a great job with it. So if you get the opportunity, please download it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Mitchell.
I apologize. I want to make some comments. First, I want to congratulate all the 5th and 8th graders on moving on up, especially to the 8th graders at Crossroads North, whose ceremony I was able to attend, which was truly an honor. It was well run. Our kids seemed very happy to be out, as well as the families. And kudos to our principal Bino and to her staff on a well-run event. I was very, very impressed, I felt at home. Everything was just perfect that day. Also, finally, a hearty congratulations to our seniors who are graduating tomorrow. You're taking a huge step in life. Yes, you've been through a lot, as others have said, and I do wish you all the best in your journey moving forward. To students and staff, please have a safe and happy summer. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mrs. Roger.
Going to dovetail on 2021, class of 2021. You're special to me because my son is in it. And if you see me crying tomorrow, I don't want anybody making fun of me. Because I'm South Brunswick has and always will have a special place in my heart. This district is one of a kind. Its teachers are one of a kind. And paraprofessionals and custodians and the transportation, everybody cares for the kids. And when people ask me, I say, this is the district to come to. When people ask, where should I move? And I say, this is it, if you really want to get a top-notch education. And it's going to hurt tomorrow because everybody's got a special place. And to Zoya, congratulations. I wish you all the best. You are going to be amazing. And Victoria, we welcome you with open arms, and we hope that, we know you'll do great. So congratulations as well. Thank you, Mr. Fetter, Dave, Jen, Kim, the entire admin group. You had a tough year, and you pulled it through, and we couldn't ask for a better job. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roger. That being said, can I have a motion to adjourn to go to executive session?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Keener, second by Mrs. Rogers. Be it resolved that the Board of Education of the Township of South Brunswick hereby moves into executive session in accordance with the Sunshine Law, Chapter 231 of Public Laws of 1975, NJSA 10:4-6 through 10:4-21 to discuss the following, which is personnel. Be it further resolved that discussion conducted in an executive session can be disclosed to the public at such time as the matters have been resolved. Formal action may be taken at any meeting. Thank you. Good night, South Brunswick. Enjoy the next month. We will be back at the end of July. We're going into our summer meetings where we have one meeting in July, one meeting in August. And again, to the class of 2021, I want to wish nothing but the best. Good night, South Brunswick.